In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you the basics of GameMaker in the CatchTheClown tutorial. So start by opening up GameMaker. If you don't have GameMaker yet, you can learn to get it from my previous tutorial. Okay. Make sure it's in advanced mode. If it's not, click File, Advanced Mode. And you do not need Pro for this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create two sprites. So right click, press Create Sprite. We can call this one spriter-programmer-level. Okay, click Edit Sprite. Click this button to add a subimage. Okay. And what we're going to do for the clown is we're just going to make a quick circle. Since we're not going for detail here, it doesn't need to be very nice. Here's the zoom in button up here. It's like your circle tool. And make a circle. Make sure this is on this setting. So this setting means that it's a filled in circle with your primary color. And now select this pencil tool and draw a quick C in order to show it's the clown. Now we're going to create another sprite. So right click, create sprite. SPR wall is what we're going to call this one. Click Edit Sprite, add subimage, click on there, let's zoom in, and this one select your line tool and make a line going from one corner to the other and vice versa. Select this tool and fill it in like that. Okay, so that's your wall. Now that's all the sprites we're going to need for this tutorial. Now we're going to make some objects. Okay, first one we're going to call obj clown using our clown sprite. Then we're going to create another object. Call this an obj wall. Remember to give it the sprite. And also make the wall solid. So solid is so the computer knows that it's theoretically not supposed to collide with anything. In some situations it'll still collide with stuff, but it helps. Okay, so for the clown, what we want the clown to do is we want it to start off going in a random direction. Whenever we click on it, we want it to gain speed and go in a random direction again. And whenever it goes against a wall, we want it to bounce. So add event. Events are things that'll happen. The event happens, we want something else to happen. So this is what triggers icons that you're programming, so to speak. So creation event, so the event when this is first made, we want it to move in a random direction. So drag this icon over. It's called the move fixed icon. Now, so select all of these. Whatever is clicked in will be a possible direction. Okay. Set the speed to 4. Okay. Now we're going to program for when it's clicked on, wants to move in another random direction and gain speed. So click Add Event, mouse, left button, select the same icon. Again, random direction, so click all these in. And type in 1 for the speed. And click Relative. Relative is saying that 1 will not be the new value of the speed. It'll be added to the original value of the speed. That's what relative means. Okay. Now let's program for it to bounce against walls. Add event, collision event with wall. So the event that it collides with the wall. Now select this icon. This is simply called the bounce icon. And that's all it does. Programs it to bounce. Okay, that's all for our object. Now, let me reflect on something. We put SPR in front of the sprites and OBJ in front of the objects for a reason. When someone's programming, you'll be referring to both the sprites and the objects, and if both name the same thing, it can get very confusing. And that's why we use the SPR prefix for sprites and the OBJ prefix for objects. Create a room. So right click create room. Again, you can just click one of these. And let's add our objects. So it's important that you set the grid to 32 by 32. I'll show you how it would work one by one in a second. So make sure your wall is selected. If it's not selected, just click on here and select your wall. You can just click to add them. And a nice handy trick is to hold in shift and then hold the mouse button, and you can add them like that. Now let me show you how it would work if you didn't have the grid to 32 by 32. One. And just one by one. And you try the same thing. It doesn't work because the shift button will make it. Every single pixel will have one of these. And since the picture is 32 by 32 pixels, this doesn't fit that way. You want your snap X and snap Y to be whatever the height and width of the sprite you're using is. The sprite of the object you're using is. Add your clown. Okay, and then now we're going to test it. In order to test it, click on this green triangle right here. So, as you can see, it moved in a random direction on its own, and it'll bounce against walls. Completely fine. So now let's test whether the clicking thing will work. Let's click on it. Okay. It works fine. And it's also getting speed from clicking. Now we have a game. But the game can be made better. Now I'm going to show you ways you can make the game better. First of all, let's add some sound. So right click on sound, create sound. You can add sound by clicking on these icons as well. So the prefix that I use for sound is S&D underscore. We'll call this sound bounce. Now, so click load sound. You can download these sounds from the link over there. Select your bounce sound. Okay. Right click, create sound. Call this one S&D click. We'll use the click sound. Okay. Right click, create sound. S&D music. Load music. All your sounds are loaded. So let's go to our clown object. So we want the background sound to play at the whole thing. So we'll have it start playing the creation event of the clown. Main 1 tap and select this icon, the play sound icon. Have it play the S&D music sound. Loop means whether you want it to play over and over again or not. Let's have this one loop. So when it collides with the wall, you want it to play the bounce sound. So same icon. This time play bounce, and we do not want this one to loop. Okay. For left button, I want to play the click sound. So select your click sound. Again, we don't want this one to loop. If the bounce or click sounds loop, then it'll be playing over and over again throughout your whole game. It's okay. Now we have sound. Now let's add a background. Right click, create background. Call this one back only. If you had more backgrounds, you'd have a different name. But since it's only background, it's called only. Click load background. Click that background. Open. Okay. So go to your room now. Click the backgrounds tab. And you can just select your background right there. Make sure visible when room starts is clicked in if it doesn't do that automatically. Alright, we're going to add one more thing. Score. Whenever you click on the clown, you want there to be score added. So select your clown object and left button. Go to your score tab. Select this icon. Set score icon. Type down 5. Make it relative so that, as I said earlier, relative will make it add to the original value rather than change it to the 5. Now let's test it again. You can hear the background music. You can hear it bounce against the walls, and when we click it, you're gonna see the click sound. Okay. You can see the background, and your score is right here in the corner. So every time you click on it, the score is added.